I like to work with people who lift. I have a CrossFit background myself, so I've been lifting for a really long time, performing, and then I kind of got sick of it and just wanted to lift and feel good in my body. So I like to help other people who lift also. And I picked squats today because it's a pretty functional movement. Like, squatting is necessary for everything in life. I still work in an outpatient clinic, so I see a lot of older people who have trouble just getting up and down from a chair, which is a squat. You know, getting up and down off the toilet is a squat. Even just, playing with your kids outside, or your dog. I have a dog. And squatting down. It's really important to be able to access these positions and make sure that they're pain-free and comfortable, so you can keep going through your whole life, getting through your full range of motion and maintaining, again, that human element of movement. So that's why I picked the squat today. So how we're gonna do this is we're all just gonna try a couple squats first, see what feels like what. If there's something that you know is already bothering you, hips, knees, ankles, we're gonna cover all those today. So I'm not even gonna cue the squat yet. So everyone just squat how they normally do. Just give me a couple reps, as far down as you can, and then come back up. So let's do 5 of those. I'm just gonna take a look at what I see, and take a mental note too of what you're feeling when you're squatting. If you feel that pinchiness, if you feel your heels coming up, your knee. Okay, gotcha. Anybody have anything weird they're feeling in just the air squat, the knee? Okay, got it. Okay, gotcha. Be honest. Oh yeah, that looks good too. Okay, nice. Very impressive. Okay, gotcha. All right, so good. So let's keep that in mind. We're gonna do some screens, and then we'll retest the squats and see how they felt after, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna look at is your hips. Probably the most important thing, because a lot of your power is coming from your hips. So if you're lacking any sort of rotational motion, whether that's external rotation or internal rotation, that's gonna show up somewhere in your squat. So a lot of times, if you are stuck here and you can't go down further, it's because you don't have a lot of external rotation in the hips. That external rotation is gonna let you kind of sink down lower. So just for example. On the other hand, if you don't have much internal rotation, then you might feel that pinchiness in the front. So we'll take a look on that for you. That's just because it's kind of complicated. I'll make it simple, but internal rotation allows you to stretch your butt a little bit more, and your butt needs to stretch so that this femur bone can push back and not get all jammed in the front. Trying to make it simple. So that's why that's happening. But let's take a look at everyone's hip mobility. So we're gonna do a shin box. That's gonna be like so everyone can sit down here, and we're gonna try and get your knees at 90 degrees, and your front foot is gonna be touching your knee here, just so we have a consistent way of testing this. So you're gonna, yeah, there you go. Okay, now everyone have their hands up like so. All right. Now, if you feel like any pinchiness in the back hip, okay, so that's internal rotation deficit. So keep that in mind, we'll work on that. Anybody else? One other thing is, if you feel like you can't hold yourself up and you have to do this, or if you just feel a lot of bunchiness and tightness in here, that's internal rotation deficit. That looks pretty good for you, actually. Front leg here is looking at external rotation. You can see for me, my knee is pretty high up off the floor because I have an external rotation deficit here. If you didn't have one, then your knee would probably be more to the floor like this. That means you have good external rotation. So some knees I see a little bit off the floor. You're good on that. You look good on that. External. Oh yeah, okay. Where's he? You look pretty good on that. Let's turn over and check the other side. Hands up. Okay, interesting. Is that the knee pain side? Ah, okay, gotcha. That could also be too, like if you have a deficit on one side, the other side might be painful because you're putting all your weight over there, and that side has to take up the load, right? Okay, so as you can see, my external is not too good. So I'll give myself as an example for that. All right, so now let's see what we can do about it. So if anybody had an internal rotation deficit, this one is gonna be for you, but it's good for everybody. So let's all try it. It's a kickstand hip hinge. So come on up. All right, I guess I'll come to the middle to demonstrate this. So there's a lot of things going on in this kickstand hip hinge, but the whole point of it, sorry, that's rude. Like you guys can't hear me, is to get some space in your butt cheeks. Remember I was saying before, if you don't have that internal motion, then your butt cheeks don't have much space and you get a little pinchy in the front. So we're gonna try and open up your butt cheek. It sounds kind of inappropriate, but that's how it is. We're gonna open that up so that we can reduce the pinching in the hip. So we're gonna take a stagger stance. If you had one side that was pinchy, make sure that one is in front. That's the side we're working on. Okay. Now, you're gonna put your hands on your hips, and that back leg is just for support. So you wanna be able to pick it up and down. So you're not putting so much weight that if you pick it up, you fall over, right? So just kind of check yourself throughout and make sure you're not cheating. Now, we're gonna do a little bend in the front knee here, and you're gonna just hinge forward, stick your butt out behind you. In this position, we wanna be feeling your butt cheek lengthen, or just stretching in your butt, and then come on back up. Typically, people will feel it in their hamstring or their lower back. Does anybody not feel it in your butt cheek? Let's do 5 more reps and just see how it feels. So if you don't, then we're gonna try this version instead. So you're gonna go down like you just did. When you get to the bottom, I want you to pick that back foot up and make sure, because it's easy to kind of lean back. So come forward and then pick up, good. And then just like tap, literally just tap your toe to the floor for balance before you come back up. Tell me if that improves anything you feel in your butt. Okay, perfect. And then pick up that back foot at the bottom. Yeah, there you go. And then put it back down and then stand back up. Does that help? Okay, nice. How about you? Are you just there? Let's see what's going on. Okay, put your back foot down here before you come back up again. So you're still feeling it kind of over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very bad flexibility, so like RDLs are like a struggle for me.
Okay, let's do this. Let me see from the front. Go ahead and do one more. Okay, put your foot down and come back up. I would say for you, this hip, I want you to think about sassing it up, like you got a little tude. Go ahead and push back and up again. Does that help at all or not really?
I think it moved it a little bit more center.
Okay, a little more? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so try a couple more of those. You can go back to your not in the spotlight position. Cool, so we can come out of that position real quick, but if that helps any of y'all, then just add that before your squats. I would do 2 sets of 10. You can do both sides just to keep it even, or if you only have time, just do the one side and get it up and running and then do your squats. You could also do this throughout the day without any weights if you just wanna make sure that you keep that motion and your body doesn't go back to, again, what it was used to doing the whole time. Cool. So now that's for internal rotation. The other one was the external. So I'll show you that. It's kind of like a side plank. I don't know why it's called a side bridge, but anyway. So we're gonna get in a side plank position. Again, the leg that was up off the floor is the one that's gonna be on the ground for this, because the bottom leg is working, okay? So can you guys see okay? Okay. So the bottom knee is gonna be bent, the top leg is gonna be straight out on the floor. We're gonna lift up into a side plank position. Now from here, your top hand is gonna reach through the hole, and then you're gonna elbow behind you and squeeze that butt cheek on the bottom like you're rotating up, like action movie, elbowing the guy behind you sort of thing. And then rotate again through. You should feel a little bit of stretch in the bottom butt, and then squeeze up. So the motion, the important part here is the squeeze, because we're getting nice hip extension, meaning you're going from this direction to this direction. We're also getting some external rotation here. Does this feel okay? Yeah. Okay, go ahead again. I'll come around and help you guys out. Oh, sorry. No worries, no worries. And then you're squeezing here. So you should feel it in this hip.
Okay, I feel it here.
Okay. Yep, so you're lifting up your hips as far as you can. Perfect. Now you're gonna reach through with this top one, and then you're gonna pull through, and yeah, exactly. You're rotating and squeezing this butt cheek. Does that feel okay?
Yep.
It looks good. All right. How are you doing?
It's fine.
It's fine. I think you had good rotation, right? I mean, yeah, that looks really good. Perfect. All right, what's going on over here? Good, good. All right, you're feeling that bottom butt, yeah? So this one can be for internal or external, depending, because when you're coming in like this, you're going into that internal, but the emphasis is on this opening up, so it really hits external, okay? So last time, let's check that shin box again, see what's up. Mine is a little bit better, I think. It was like a thumbs up height before, and now it's just a fist height, but that's for me. Anybody else feeling okay? Are you okay on that side? All right, cool. Yeah? Knees are bending, and in order for your knees to bend, this tibia bone here also needs to move a little bit. It rotates in. So we're gonna check for both of those things happening, because sometimes if you're getting into the squat and your knees don't feel too good, it might be that there's tightness in the quad muscle, or that the bone isn't really rotating super well. So we're gonna check that out by doing a tall sit. So it's literally just sitting with your knees together and your butt is on your heels and your toes are underneath, like so. So what I'm gonna be looking for, this is hard to screen on your own for the bone rotating situation, but if you feel any tightness in your quads, or if you're making a face, then, okay. So we're gonna have to, that looks great. We're gonna have to work some, wait, but you said your knee was bothering you or no? Oh, when you come up. Okay, gotcha. How does it feel for you? Pretty good? Okay.
I feel like I can stretch my
Okay,
more.
nice, gotcha. And you guys, how are you over there? Looks like, can you sit up a little taller or no? All right, no problem. So let's talk about the quads first. And if you're feeling that pull here, then a good way to lengthen your quads is to just come on up from that position. For here, you're gonna keep your toes tucked under. I want you to squeeze your butt as hard as you can. We're gonna do a reverse Nordic, like that exactly. Or leaning tower, or whatever you wanna call it. Wow, okay. So that is level, like the top level. Great, perfect, for real. Maybe if you add a weight, it would be like extra, but we won't get too crazy. So if you feel like you can't do that, then we can do it one leg at a time. So we can pull up the other leg here, so you're in a half kneeling position, and still, until you feel a little pull in your quads. So from here, you can keep your hands on your hips, and you're just gonna lean back. Wow, okay, my quads are very tired. If you're feeling like this is still not really working for you, we can grab bands and put them on the rig, and we can hold. Maybe let's do that, because if you can't really do this super well, then we need to give you something else to do. But I mean, you guys look pretty good. Do you want to try it with the band?
Yeah.
All right. So you guys, let's come over to the rig here. We're gonna put these bands up like so. I can put a bunch of them up. Just come on over and grab a band. Or you can put it like relatively low down so you can reach. And then you're just gonna put your knee pad kind of like in this general area. You can put it right. So let's come on over this way. So you're gonna hold like this and you're gonna lean back.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That could be really good.
Yeah.
I hope it works. I hope it works.
Very nice. And you're gonna lean back. There you go. You should feel it pulling
I
here.
do feel my
Great. And then come on back up. Now I want you to keep your butt squeezed so you're nice and tall, and maintain that squeeze as you lean back. Great.
I like that.
Perfect, perfect. If you need more assistance too, you can grab higher up on the band if you want. How are you feeling over here? Good? Okay, nice. You good? You're very mobile. This is this is beautiful. You might just need, do you do any specific quad work? Like, okay, that could be, because if you have a lot of good mobility, it might be just a capacity thing. Okay, so I would just do it the one side and maybe grab the band if it's super hard for you to do it, but it'll definitely come back. Like, you just have to keep working that area. I've worked with a lot of torn meniscus people and they definitely have. Yeah, so no worries on that. I'll just focus on the one side. Okay, cool. Again, make sure that your butt is on your heels and your toes are tucked underneath. Okay. Now, I'm gonna show you from maybe over here so everyone can see. So the tibial rotation situation, again, is kind of hard to tell on your own, so I can check for you and let you know. But if you do have a deficit, one of your heels is gonna be turned out to the side a little bit. So for example, for me, I think this one might be a little more out to the side. Okay, so you can see what I'm looking for. That means that this bone doesn't really love to turn in, so I'm compensating by pulling my heel out to the side instead of this bone actually doing the motion. So everyone can go ahead into their tall sit. I'll come around and let you know if I see anything, and then we'll all do exercise for it anyway, just in case. You look perfect, of course, I'm not surprised. How about you? That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. No, stay. This looks good. This looks good. On this side, it's out a little bit. That looks good. This side is struggling, but we already talked about that. So no worries. I think if we clear up that flexion in general, like just by doing the other one, it'll help the foot. This looks perfect. This looks pretty good. Okay. So I can show you the exercise for this one. Your arch of your foot here to go down towards the floor. So that's just telling us that this bone is doing its job by rotating inward. It's kind of hard to see a bone move in. It's very, very slight. So if we do something like this, you can kind of have a better idea of what's happening, because you can see my foot. Can you see here? It's kind of arched, and then when we move forward, it kind of comes down to the floor, and if I turn in, it turns more to the floor. This is really hard for me right now, so that's indicative that my bone is not moving too much, but if we practice this motion with the rotation, then that is what will help get that tibia rotating. So if you want to just keep this in your brain and do it later, you can, but we're starting with your legs straight out in front, and you're just leaning forward and then rotating in. And you can even do this in front of a mirror if you want, or just like feel it out. But again, everyone's tibias looks pretty good. Nice job. So this would be if you had any deficit there. Now from this position, you're gonna bring your knee forward just till it's right over top of your ankle, and then you're gonna come back. And you just wanna feel feel what your foot is doing when you go front to back. Those are good signs that things are moving how they should. So bend all the way, knee forward, and then rotate out. Pretend you can even do a warrior two if you want, if that's muscle memory for you. I feel like I was just, like my arms just go up when I do this. It's like what happens. That looks good. Very nice, and then turn out.
I don't feel any pain or anything.
Okay, yeah, you might not feel pain with this, but I see your foot moving really well. So start from the very beginning. I would start with your hips pointing forward, yes. Okay. You're gonna start with your knee straight, sorry. Then you're gonna bend forward. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Good, and then rotate out towards me and just let this relax here. You wanna let your foot relax. Don't try and hold an arch, just let it do what it's gonna do. The good, and come back. There you go, that looks good. So you're starting arched, and then when you get to the end, you're getting a little more flat, which is good. We're not chilling in a squat all day long like they do in Asia. If you've ever been there, they're literally just chilling on the side of the street like this. Is pretty cool. So, but we don't do that. So, oh yeah, or go to Vietnamese church, cool. But either way, yeah, that looks a little tight over there. I feel you. So, everybody, let's just get in a deep squat. How it is with down. Yeah, perfect. So, another thing to check, that looks really good. If you're leaning really far forward, that could be an ankle issue. I'm also doing that, because if I come up like this, I'm gonna fall over. Yeah, here, yep, exactly. So that means we just have to work on your ankle's ability to dorsiflex or go up like that. We're gonna do elevated calf raises and see what kind of capacity we have in our calves. Also, I use you as a demonstration. Okay, so I want you to stand over here, please, to bring it up like Captain Morgan style, okay? You're gonna hold on to the upright for support, and I wanna see 30, ideally, deficit calf raises. So you're going all the way down, all the way back up. I 100% cannot do this, that's why I'm not demonstrating, especially not on my left side. So I'm in it with you guys. But that is showing us the ability, hold it there if you can at the bottom, of the ankle to dorsiflex, good, and you can come back up, under load, under your body weight. The reason we're doing one side at a time is just to see what the capacity differences are. Then you probably have a calf capacity deficit, and you can add this exercise into your pre-workout or just a movement snack throughout the week so that you're making sure that you're not losing any capacity when you're resting. Oh, okay, no problem. How about double? It's the right, sorry. The right in the back. How's that? That you can do that too is to put that, yeah, okay. That looks a little, like it still looks hard, but you can do it. Yeah. So we want to find your entry point to this, to doing 3 sets of 10 within your tolerance. If that's still pretty hard, I would do the stagger stance, but you have options. And just try for 3 sets of 10, wait a couple days, do it again. I would do it twice a week. This is not stretching your calf as much, but it's allowing you to do 30 reps anyway, just to get your calf capacity up in general if you're lacking there. Another thing you can do is, again, on the plate, you can go up with both feet, good, and then you're just gonna take one out and go down with the other. So at least then you can help yourself get up with the other leg, and then you're still working the one side. But I would only do like 8 or 10 of those because they get pretty spicy. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. So let's just come on over and test out the squats one more time, see how everything feels. Maybe, let me see just a squat again. And then front, go ahead again. Okay, gotcha. So it looks like you're, you live in this position here, like a little more anterior tilt, so do I. And then at the bottom of the squat, you're kind of tucking under and then coming back up, which isn't a bad thing. But if your body's not used to that position because you're always in the other position, then it can create some pain at the bottom of the squat. I'll show you. So does anybody else have back pain when they squat? Okay. Okay. So let's just do one more thing because a little bit of tilt in her hips here. That's not bad, but it's just different than what the squat requires. So go ahead down to the bottom of your squat. And if you notice, she tilts under a little bit at the bottom and then come on back up from there. Okay, perfect. Again, this is not bad, but if you live in this position and then you're asking your body to do the opposite under load, it's not used to it. It is maybe not trained up to be okay with this, and that can cause pain because it's like an alarm bell. Like, whoa, I'm not used to this, and now there's weight on your back, and what are you doing right now? So a good way to practice getting out of this lordosis shape and into this opposite, I won't get too fancy with you, is the following exercise. Let's do it now. It's called a bridge with a reach. So we're gonna come all the way down onto your back, or if you wanna watch me first and then do it, we could do that too. And if you wanna use your what are they called, mats, you can do that. Okay, so you're gonna come onto your back in a bridge position. Your arms are gonna be up to the ceiling. You're gonna inhale, you're gonna exhale, and on the exhale, while your ribs are coming down, you're gonna meet that with some pressure. So you're gonna hold those ribs down, and then from there, you're gonna come up into a bridge and back down, and then relax your breath. So the inhale and the exhale is locking in. I don't know if you could see my back moving, but I'm starting here with a space under my back. And then when I exhale and lock my ribs down, my back is touching the floor. So I'm in a little bit more of that tucked under position at the bottom of the squat. It's very similar. And then from there, you're gonna come up into a bridge and back down. So we're just getting your body used to working in that tucked under position. If you don't, then bring your heels a little bit more towards your butt before you start. Good. Okay, arms up, inhale, exhale, hold it down and lift. There you go, yeah, that looks good. And back down, perfect. So I would do 10 of those, and at the top, just try and really squeeze and lift as much as you can to stretch out the front. And lift, 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 lift. Yeah, there you go, nice, and back down, perfect. It looked a little bit shaky, that's good. That's just your body's like, what's happening right now? Okay, keep going with that. You feeling okay here?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, perfect. Ideally, you want to feel a little bit of stretch in the front of your quads. If you're not really feeling that, I would bring your heels a little bit closer to your butt, bend your knees a little bit more. That way, when you're at the top, you're gonna stretch out the front of the quads here, which can get a little bit tight if you're in that anterior tilt position. How are you doing over here? Oh yeah. If you're doing it right, okay. Exhale, pull this down to the floor, good, and then lift your hips while you hold this clenching position. Perfect, and back down. If you don't feel the stretch in the front, I would. You do? All right.
I'll do it again.
Yeah, well, you could just bring your heels a little more towards your butt. Lock it down, and then lift and squeeze. You want to lift as high as you can with those hip bones, good, and back down. Aha. How are you doing over here? Pretty good? Do you ever get back pain in the squat?
On the left.
If you had any deficit in any particular body part, you have your homework, 2 sets of 10 of any of the exercises that resonated with whatever you had going on. I would do it definitely before you lift, maybe another day during the week, just at home if you have some weights, or you could just do body weight too, just as like a movement snack. And again, these are all kind of like introductory movements. It's not the whole picture, but at least it's something to get you guys started. And if you have any further questions, or if you want to come in and see me for an appointment here, I'm giving you guys 15% off if you want to come and get an eval. There's a QR code over there, and I also have cards at the front with my QR code, and I have y'all's contact info. So I'll just send out an email after this, making sure that you're good with all your exercises. And if you have any questions, then you can also contact me. I think I had my info again on the front, on the, whatever it's called, poster. So you guys can find me on the gram or YouTube, or just email me, whatever. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to help you. Okay, that's it. Thank you for coming. Yay. Yay, thank you.